Well, it may not be the WWE's XFL because we all know the WWE had their own football, they had their own company, they had their own sporting, and the XFL lasted for about a cup of coffee. But this is not the XFL. This is not run by the WWE, not by World Wrestling Entertainment. No, no, no. You see, what this is the NFL. And I was told earlier today by critics and skeptics, and even my own subscribers, my own viewers, my own channel members are telling me, Sean, the Patriots, they're goners. They're going to lose. They're going to be dominated. They ain't going to last. They ain't going to be able to hold a stick to Houston. They are going to be leveled down by the Texans. The Houston are going to take Houston. We have a problem. There's no way that our green quarterback is going to be able to hold up. He will be stuffed out. He will be dominated. It will be an illustration. It will be damnation. The Patriots won't win it. They won't make it to the AFC title game. Well, what are you going to say about them Patriots? And you might be saying, well, Sean, wait a minute. I thought you were a fan of, I thought you were a fan of Detroit. I thought you were a fan of the Lions. Well, you're damn right I am. I got the reason to be because I was there. I was in the backyard. I was around that period. I was grown up in there. And then you came to Massachusetts. And you see, the fact of the matter is you're saying, well, Sean, what do you got a Tom Brady? Well, because Tom Brady used to be a part of the Patriots, used to be part of New England. And you see, Sean Entertainment lives in the New England way. And that's what it's all about because you see, when you're born and you're bred in the New England area, you see, you live and you die by the Tom Brady. You live and die by the sword. But I know you haven't come here to talk about how the Patriots won, how the Patriots dominated, how the Patriots were the one that set the precedent at an all-time high today in New England, in Foxborough. It's a hot wrencher for good old Texas. It's a hot wrencher over there right now for Houston. But it looks like the Texans have a problem, so to speak, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like they're the ones that need to go back to the drawing board because when I was told earlier today that the Patriots, again, they're going to lose, you might as well not watch it. Well, you just watch how green our quarterback just really is. He's so green that we won, that we came up big when the lights are on bright tonight. But all right, we still got some time to go though. We still got a couple of games to go, so I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to black death it, so to speak. All I know is I went in confident, willing, and able. I knew the Patriots were going to be stable, and I knew they were going to find a way to win or find a way for victory. And no, 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 it wasn't about balls that were suppressed or depressed. It wasn't about air coming out of the football. It was smash mouth. It was in your face. And some would say, well, this was supposed to be a dogfight. It was supposed to be intense. It was supposed to be volatile. You got to wonder, does that Houston quarterback, do they need a new quarterback? But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the WWE news, rumors, headlines, speculation, gossip that you've come to hear and expect on the Brash and the Brazen, where we floor you with the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the news. Remember to become a channel member, like, comment, subscribe. Breaking news coming in, a huge headline right at the top of this very video. Thunder Rosa confirmed that she's back on the road with AEW after a injury hiatus. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions on Thunder Rosa. A massive release in the wrestling industry, in the professional wrestling business at around 6:30 today. Ladies and gentlemen, in what was, some would say was, well, unexpected. They didn't see this one coming. Well, Trey Miguel released from AEW just days after signing. That is big, guys. That is absolutely big. Also, breaking news on a huge reveal coming out of the WWE. Listen to this one. Ex-WWE star reveals he was released just months after signing a new deal with the company. Boy, what's going on with all these releases and all these pink slips? And now we go into this one. WWE is being accused. WWE is under the microscope once again. Oh, this cannot be good. And I was just talking about, I opened this video up with the XFL and how that didn't pan out so well. Well, we all know the WWE themselves are under a microscope. We all know that the WWE is in the legal system. They're in the court system. The WWE are fighting for their life right now, along with TKO, Vince McMahon, The Game, Triple H. TKO accused of squeezing WWE for profit and risks stripping the soul from the product. Yes, you heard the headline right, guys. I said that right. Yes, indeed. WWE is also being accused at the same damn time during the same report. WWE being accused of still being under Vince McMahon's creative influence. Although Vince stepped down, although Vince McMahon is no longer in the company, although the trajectory has changed for the WWE, is Vince McMahon still calling the shots? Is Vince McMahon still running things? And again, TKO accused of squeezing WWE for profit and risks stripping the soul from the very product. And again, TKO has really done this. TKO has kind of taken the legs out of the WWE. TKO has made WWE a company that we may not represent or we may not recognize anymore, is what TKO has done here. Because TKO has done a lot of dastardly, a lot of underhanded things to the WWE. They have done things that Vince McMahon, look and say, you can say what you want about Vince McMahon. You can say all the negatives that you want about Vince McMahon, all his wrongdoings, all his past, all his history, all that stuff. But Vince McMahon would have never done that. Vince McMahon actually cared about the WWE fans. He cared about the WWE universe. And what TKO has done to the WWE with all these apps and paying this, that, the ticket prices, the merchandise, everything has went through the damn roof. It's no longer about family. It's all about the almighty dollar for TKO. So your thoughts, your comments, your opinions on that. Was WWE better off before TKO, or do you like WWE better under the TKO banner? For those of you that like WWE better under the TKO banner, I suggest you may get yourself checked out. Again, nothing against you. Everyone's entitled to your opinion because, again, this is Sean View. Remember, without you, without your view, there is no Sean View, and that is the damn truth. But the truth is the Patriots got a big win today. Also, breaking news on the 2026 WWE Royal Rumble. Several WWE NXT stars are being advertised for the Royal Rumble match, and you got to wonder who's going to be called in, who's going to be called up, who will be in the Royal Rumble match to fit in 30 superstars, 30 participants. The men's and the women's Royal Rumble, the battle for supremacy. Who will punch their ticket straight to WrestleMania, the Super Bowl, where perhaps potentially the Patriots are going to go because the Patriots are one step further to the Super Bowl. Bret the Hitman Hart, the Heart Attack, the Hart Foundation, the excellence of execution. Bret Hart accuses Kevin Nash of trying to kill him off on WCW TV. Now, Bret Hart has been killed off in more ways than one already. You know, I don't think we have to go into it, but Bret Hart doing what he did in WCW and dealing with the career-ending injury from Bill Goldberg with that kick to the head, the kick to the skull, the kick to the brain that ended the career of the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart. And then we're going to Kevin Nash trying to kill off Bret Hart from TV. Wow. Also, there is a big question, huge update on the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era, yes, we're talking about it again. We're bringing it up if you can believe this one. Bruce Pritchard questions whether the Attitude Era really would hold up today. Well, if you have Vince Russo running it, and if you have the characters, and you have the angles, and you have the storylines, and you have the kind of delivery, and you have competition. You see, that's what the WWE doesn't have in 2026. Even though we have more wrestling, more promotions, more companies than ever before, they are still not a threat to the WWE. AEW? AEW, really a threat? Maybe a couple of years ago, maybe a few years ago, maybe the first 2 or 3 years of AEW, they were a threat to the WWE. They were breathing down the WWE's backside, but still nowhere near what WCW did. Nobody is ever going to be able to accomplish and do what WCW did to the WWE. And you know, some would say, well, that's what they did to the WWE. Well, it's more for what WCW did. What they did for the WWE, because they forced the WWE to go above and beyond. They forced the WWE to go to a place in the company's history that they never thought they were going to have to go. they forced the WWE to pivot. So it's not what WCW did against the WWE. It's what the WCW did for the WWE because it made the WWE advance. It made them grow. It made the WWE think outside the box. And yes, I still think that we could have an attitude era in this day and era. In this day and age, I think we could have an attitude era. However, if you don't have the characters, the kind of stars, the kind of angles, the kind of storylines, the kind of plots, and if you don't have that kind of competition from another brand, well, then you ain't got no attitude era. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions, and do you think we are in the midst of another attitude era in WWE? Now, we got more breaking news on the Royal Rumble. Photos reveal massive progress. Again, massive progress on the WWE Royal Rumble Stadium in Saudi Arabia because at first there was a lot of worry, there was a lot of question, there was a lot of confliction. Was the set, was the arena, was the stadium going to be ready for the Royal Rumble? Was the WWE going to have to pivot? Was the WWE going to have to go elsewhere? Was the WWE going to have to return to the United States to an arena? Well, it appears as if the Royal Rumble Stadium will be set to go by the time the Royal Rumble comes around. Breaking news on WrestleMania 42. According to the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Brock Lesnar is expected to appear at the 2026 Royal Rumble Premium Live event later this month. Roman Reigns is also slated to be involved, but all eyes are on Brock Lesnar's return and what it could mean for April's WrestleMania in Las Vegas. WWE is now once again putting on the table and considering booking Gunther, Brock Lesnar, for WrestleMania. The show shows a match that the company had previously attempted to put together on two separate occasions. Both times, plans were dropped for different reasons. The first time, WWE felt Gunther hadn't fully developed into a main event level star. The second time, the company was forced to shift course after Lesnar was pulled from programming in connection with a lawsuit. While those hurdles now behind them, WWE sees the current landscape as the perfect opportunity. Lesnar returning to the ring at WrestlePalooza in September 2025, defeating the GOAT, the greatest of all time, John Cena. Meanwhile, Gunther is now hotter than ever after retiring John Cena. Both Lesnar and Gunther are reportedly slated to be a part of the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble match, and a single stare down between them could be WWE needs to launch this into a long, simmering feud into full motion. Lesnar, Gunther, are they going to get it on at WrestleMania? Also, there is some advice being straightforward. It is being straightforward, it's being blunt, and it's being real. And it's about as real as you are going to get. Straightforward advice to TNA after AMC debut fell flat. Here is where they had an opportunity. Here is where they had the chance of a lifetime. Here was it risking life or limb as if your life depended on it. The debut for TNA. And it came up kind of blank. It came up kind of mediocre. Not what we were anticipating, not we were expecting. We were expecting a whole hell of a lot better. But again, it was only the first show. But that first show really sets the tone for what you're going to be able to do. There is a belief, though, although TNA is starting off slow, that TNA can surpass AEW, that TNA will end up defeating AEW in the long run. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on all of that. TNA is now being accused, along with the WWE and TKO, TNA is now being accused of ruining AJ Styles' return by a poor presentation. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions on that. And remember, viewers, it's so important, so crucial to this channel's success and this future of this channel, so we don't go bankrupt, so we don't go homeless, so we don't go head up, that you donate, that you become a channel member, that you like the video. And it's so crucial to this channel's success to, again, hype, like, comment, subscribe, share this video all over social media. Also, Trey Miguel's AEW future is absolutely uncertain after the Radicals' debut snub and deleted tweets. Also, it is being revealed online, breaking news on tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Opening and matches revealed for what is going to be a jam-packed and hopefully unpredictable Monday Night Raw tomorrow. Former WWE champion says he hit a dog on Christmas Eve and then got slammed with a $3,000 repair bill. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters at this hour, at this time, Kevin Nash says that he hit a dog on Christmas Eve and then got slammed with a $3,000 repair bill. Also, at this hour, Santos Escobar breaks silence after his huge return, shocking return on Fox's Latin America debut. Masha Salimovic wrestles first match after domestic abuse allegations, also a massive injury. One that is very gory, very graphic, viewers, very graphic. Mustafa Ali shows off bloody toe injury after TNA Genesis, the pay-per-view, last night. What was your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on TNA Genesis? It all boils down to each and every one of you because you guys are the foundation. You are the glue that keeps this show together. Plenty more to come around the clock. I will never stop for each and every one of you. You guys are the motive behind Sean's view. And, well, it's true. It's damn true. Later.